Imagine walking into your favorite coffee shop next December and ordering whatever you want without checking your bank balance first. Picture paying for your child's school supplies, your car repair, or even a spontaneous weekend getaway without that familiar knot forming in your stomach. What if I told you that thousands of ordinary people, teachers, nurses, store clerks, retirees, are quietly transforming their financial lives in 2025? Not through lottery tickets or risky schemes, but through simple strategies that anyone can start today. The difference between people who struggle with money and those who watch it grow isn't luck, inheritance, or secret knowledge. It's understanding how to make your money work as hard as you do. And this year, the opportunities to grow your wealth are better than they've been in decades. Let me tell you about Maria, a single mom who works at a local hardware store. 2 years ago, she was living paycheck to paycheck, stressed about every unexpected expense, wondering if she'd ever feel financially secure. Today, she has $12,000 in savings and investments that grow every month, even while she sleeps. She didn't get a massive promotion or win the lottery. She learned something that changed everything about how she thought about money. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what she discovered. The truth is, 2025 is shaping up to be one of the best years in recent memory to grow your money. But most people don't know where to look. While everyone's focused on viral investment trends and get-rich-quick schemes, the real opportunities are hiding in plain sight. They're in the boring, unsexy financial tools that wealthy people have been using quietly for generations. Here's what Maria learned first, and it might surprise you. The foundation of growing money isn't about finding the perfect investment. It's about keeping more of what you already earn. Think about it like this. If you have a bucket with holes in the bottom, it doesn't matter how much water you pour in. You need to plug the holes first. For Maria, those holes were subscription services she forgot about, impulse purchases that seemed small but added up, and bank fees that were quietly eating away at her money every month. She started with something anyone can do right now. She opened her banking app and looked at 3 months of transactions. Not to judge herself, but to understand where her money was actually going. What she discovered shocked her. She was spending $180 a month on things she didn't remember buying, streaming services she never used, app subscriptions that auto-renewed, and fees for overdrafts that happened because she wasn't paying attention to her balance. This is where your money growth journey begins too. Not with complex investment strategies, but with awareness. When you know where every dollar goes, you can redirect those dollars toward your future instead of letting them disappear into the digital void. Maria took that $180 and turned it into the foundation of her wealth-building plan. But here's where 2025 gets exciting. The financial landscape has changed dramatically, and there are opportunities now that simply didn't exist even 5 years ago. High-yield savings accounts that used to pay virtually nothing are now offering 4% or 5% interest. That means Maria's emergency fund, which she built up to $3,000 over 6 months, now earns her $150 a year just for existing. That's free money, guaranteed, with no risk. Maria discovered something else that changed her perspective completely. She learned about the concept of paying herself first, instead of saving whatever was left at the end of the month, which was usually nothing. She started treating her future self like a bill that had to be paid. Every payday, before she bought groceries, paid utilities, or spent money on anything else, she transferred money to her savings and investment accounts. This felt scary at first. What if she didn't have enough left for expenses? But here's what happened. She found the money anyway. When you make saving non-negotiable, you become creative about finding ways to make your remaining money stretch. You cook at home more often. You find free entertainment. You become intentional about every purchase. And surprisingly, this doesn't feel restrictive. It feels empowering. Now let's talk about the investment opportunities that make 2025 special. Maria started with index funds, and here's why they're perfect for beginners. An index fund is like buying a tiny piece of the entire stock market. Instead of trying to pick which companies will succeed, something even professional investors struggle with, you're betting that the economy as a whole will grow over time. History suggests that's a pretty safe bet. The beautiful thing about index funds is their simplicity. Maria doesn't need to research individual stocks, read financial reports, or watch market news obsessively. She invests the same amount every month, regardless of whether the market is up or down. This strategy, called dollar cost averaging, means she buys more shares when prices are low and fewer when prices are high, smoothing out the volatility over time. But 2025 offers something even more exciting: the democratization of investing through technology. Fractional shares mean Maria can own a piece of expensive stocks like Amazon or Google for just a few dollars. Robo-advisors create and manage diversified portfolios automatically for fees that are a fraction of what traditional financial advisors charge. Apps make investing as easy as ordering food delivery. Here's where Maria's story gets really interesting. After building her emergency fund and starting her investment accounts, she realized something profound. Money problems aren't really about money. They're about fear, control, and self-worth. For the first time in her adult life, she felt like she had options. When her car needed repairs, it wasn't a crisis. It was just an expense she could handle. When her daughter wanted to join a sports team, Maria could say yes without anxiety. This psychological shift is what real wealth feels like. It's not about being rich enough to buy anything you want. It's about having enough financial security to make choices based on what's important to you, rather than what you can afford. It's freedom disguised as a bank account balance. Let me share the strategy that accelerated Maria's progress beyond what she thought possible. She started a side income stream, but not in the way you might expect. Instead of taking on a second job that would exhaust her, she monetized skills she already had. She started tutoring kids in her neighborhood for $25 an hour, just 3 hours a week. That extra $300 a month went directly to her investments. But here's the key: she never let herself get used to that money. It was invisible income that only existed to build her future. This principle applies regardless of your situation. Maybe you can sell items you no longer need. Maybe you can offer a service in your spare time. Maybe you can participate in the gig economy for just a few hours a week. The goal isn't to work yourself to exhaustion, but to create small streams of income that flow directly toward your wealth-building goals. Maria also learned about the power of compound interest, which Einstein supposedly called the most powerful force in the universe. Compound interest means earning money not just on your original investment, but on all the money your investment has already earned. It starts slowly, almost imperceptibly, but over time, it becomes incredibly powerful. A dollar invested today doesn't just stay a dollar. It becomes $2, then $4, then $8, growing exponentially as the years pass. Here's what makes 2025 different from previous years. The barriers to entry have never been lower. You can start investing with as little as $1. You can open high-yield savings accounts with no minimum balance. You can access financial education for free through apps, podcasts, and videos like this one. The tools that were once available only to wealthy people are now in everyone's pocket. But the most important lesson from Maria's journey isn't about specific strategies or investment vehicles. It's about changing your relationship with money from reactive to proactive. Most people spend their entire lives responding to financial emergencies, living in survival mode, never having enough breathing room to plan for the future. Maria broke that cycle by making small, consistent choices that compounded over time. The beautiful truth is that building wealth doesn't require you to be perfect. Maria made mistakes along the way. She bought a few individual stocks that didn't perform well. She occasionally forgot to transfer money to savings. She sometimes doubted whether her small contributions would ever amount to anything significant. But she kept going, and consistency won over perfection every time. Today, Maria's story continues. She's not financially independent yet, but she's financially confident. She knows that every month, her money is working for her while she's working for her money. She's building something that will serve her family for generations. And most importantly, she's proven to herself that financial security isn't just for other people. It's for anyone willing to start where they are with what they have. Your money wants to grow in 2025. The opportunities are there, the tools are available, and the only thing standing between you and financial confidence is the decision to begin. Start with one simple step this week. Open that high-yield savings account. Set up that automatic transfer. Download that investing app. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. What's your first move going to be? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical money advice that actually works. Remember, every wealthy person started exactly where you are now, with a single decision to treat their future self with the kindness they deserve. That decision starts today. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below and let us know which part of the video you liked the most.